Hello there guys, this is an installation video on how to install Pyro, the mod pack, and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download the mod pack, and to do so I need you guys to go in the description and copy the link below. Um, when when you get the link, it's gonna probably ask you to sign in your Dropbox account. You don't really need to. All you do is just go to the link. If it prompts you, just click no at the bottom of that prompt, and then just hit download at the top right and do direct download. I'm not going to hit download because I already have the file, so I don't need to. So I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to close out of this. Once you've downloaded the file, drag it to your desktop, and this is the file here. I am dragging it around. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to extract it. Now, extracting means taking files that are locked inside of another folder out. So we're going to select it, and we're going to, my alarm's going off. My apologies. So we're going to extract this, and we're going to hit extract, and another folder should open. So we're just going to close out of that, and we're going to drag this away, and this folder here should have appeared, and in this folder we're going to have all of our things. So in here, if you ever get confused or lost, you can refer back to the readme text file that I left that we left there for you. And if you open it, it has the makers and other useful information, how to do this as well, and other things that may be of use. So if you're doing a fresh, clean install, it's much easier, so I'm going to recommend it. And the way to do that is by going to %appdata. If you're going to install the pack as well, you just go to %appdata. So we're going to select this top bar, delete everything there, and we're going to type in %appdata %, and we're going to hit enter. In the readme text file, it states another way to do it, which is by hitting the Windows key and R, which would give you this prompt here, and you just type in %appdata here, and then hit OK, and it should do the same thing. It's not doing anything because I already have it open. So we're going to look for the .minecraft folder, which is all the way at the bottom, and we're going to open it. And now that we're in this folder, if you already have Forge already installed, another version, you have one of two options. You can either delete the .minecraft folder, or you can just delete the other version of Forge. And to do so, in the .minecraft folder, you're going to want to delete the versions for the version of Forge that you have. So you're going to open up versions, you're going to find Forge, and you're going to delete that. The next thing you're going to do, and that was just 1.7.10, it doesn't matter what version it is, as long as it's not the version of Forge that you need, in which this case it is, you need version 2838. If you don't have that version 2838 of 1.12.2, it won't let you join the server. So that's why it's important to have the correct version, and that's why we deleted that other one. That was just an example. For you, it might be 1.8, it might be 1.10, or some other version you might not even want. So you're gonna have to delete it. You're gonna have to get rid of it. Sorry. So after you get rid of it, you're gonna go back to your .minecraft, and as you can see, it's already here. So I'm just gonna click it, and we'll have this launcher profiles JSON thing, and we're going to select it and we're going to delete it. After that, we're just going to run Minecraft normally by typing in Minecraft, and it might prompt you to log in. That's okay. I'm just going to log in really fast. Excuse my terrible email. Oops. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to installations, and we're going to hit new. Now you'll notice everything's gone. That's what this does, just so you know, by the way. I should have given you a heads up. And we're going to do release 1.12.2. Okay? We're going to do create. Oh, and you don't lose your worlds doing it this way. So, and I recommend you put a name like original 1.12.2. It helps by identifying it because Forge Pyroforge uses the same icon as this icon here, so we're also going to change the icon so we don't get confused, and I'm just going to change it to a cake. If you have a bad computer, I recommend this is you leave this as 1G instead of 2G. By doing that, I'll just do it. You have a for example purposes. If you have a beefy computer or a strong computer, you can put as high as your computer will allow. You should probably know how much RAM you have available. I recommend for if you have a beefy PC, if you don't, put 1. Your computer will die literally if you don't have enough resources. So I'm going to hit create, and we're going to run it. So I hit play, and you have to run 1.12.2 for the first time always. Okay, you always have to. Now this method that I'm showing you, you don't lose your saves, resource packs, or your screenshots. So you don't have to save them or make a copy at all. So it's relatively easy. Alright, so once your Minecraft opens, all you basically have to do is quit out of it, just make sure it's the correct version, 1.12.2. And we're going to now run our Forge installer. Now to do that, we're going to... well, actually, no, before we do this, I'm going to show you the other method. This is basically... That's the first way to prepare for installing the new version of Forge. The other way of doing it is by simply, literally, deleting the entire .minecraft folder, and then like just right click and delete. But before you do that, take out your resource packs and saves if you care about your worlds that you have on single player, because if you do lose those, yeah, you lose your worlds forever. Now when we're done with all of it, we just drag these back in like normal, but in this case I'm not going to delete the .minecraft. You can delete it by just hit right click delete, then you just run Minecraft again by, yeah. It also won't affect Badline. It'll just cause Badline to re-download stuff. You just go to installations like earlier and do the original 1.12 thing again, and it'll take longer to start up because it'll re-download the files as a clean install. Okay, you'd have to click new and do that. So since we already set it up, we'll just go ahead and install Forge, and that should be it. So I'm going to open up the Pyro Forge pack files that we extracted earlier. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to double click the Forge installer win.exe. What's very important about this is the fact that it's version 2.838 of Minecraft version 1.12.2. If you don't have 12.2 already, it won't work if you've never run regular 1.12.2 because it takes files from that one. So you have to run regular 1.12.2, which we already did once at least. So we're going to double click it, and we're going to hit install client. Okay, so you just click install client, hit OK. It's now going to install Forge, and that's basically it. This installer log, you don't need it. Once it installs, just hit OK. I just did. So you want to delete this useless file. You don't really need it. The last step is by going to %appdata again. You can do that by, once again, hitting the Windows key and R, go to %appdata, or you can type it in at the top bar, which I'm going to do. That's just preference. You scroll down to .minecraft, then you basically just drag your resource packs and saves back in if you deleted the entire .minecraft folder. And you're going to also copy the mods folder inside of the folder that you extracted. So you're going to copy the entire mods folder, copy, and you're going to paste it here. And you are essentially done. You can now join our server and it'll let you. And let's go ahead and test this. So I will start up Minecraft again. Also, if you modify the files, you always have to restart Minecraft, just so you know. So as you can see, it worked. Forge 1.12.2 is installed, and it says for version 2.838, which is the correct version. And what I mean by you don't want it to cause conflict is because, I don't know if you remember, this original 1.12.2 one, the original one, was not a cake originally. It was the same picture as this, so some people get confused and they run the original one without any mods or anything, and they're like, "Oh, where are my mods, etc." Well, it's because you're running the wrong version. It just looks like the other one. So that's why I changed the icon of this one so you don't get confused. Because this one you can't change the icon of, so it won't let you. Now, the last thing I recommend is if you hit edit, more options. I suggest that for running this mod pack, it's very intensive. I suggest 2 gigs or 3 or 4. In this case, we're going to use 4. Please, if you have a beefy PC, I really suggest just use 4 or higher. It really helps. Otherwise, you'll have very crappy frame rates. So just hit save. In this case, I'm going to use 4. And we're going to run it. You can either hit play here, make sure it's the correct version, which says Forge in big bold letters. Well, not really bold, just just lowercase. Like, and once that starts up, everything should be good. You still have your resource packs, you still have your single player world, etc. Everything still works fine. Okay? Just clarifying that. It'll take longer to start, and if this memory thing exceeds the amount that you put in, like as you can see, I put 4 earlier. 4 equals 4,000. If I run out, it'll tell me here. So if you put 2 here or 1, as you can see, it's already past 1,000, which is equivalent to 1. That means that you have to increase it, or if your computer can't handle it, you just simply can't run this pack. I'm sorry. You've wasted your time. You're going to have to increase it. And if your computer's too weak to handle it, once again, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. So, as you can see, it's using 1,000 so far. I haven't seen it go over 2,000 very often, so 2,000 is the bare minimum. Or you could say the number 2 is the bare minimum. I set it to 4. Okay, so as you can see, it takes forever to load. Finishing up, and I'm going to full screen this. Okay, so it finished. As you can see, if you did everything correctly, it should say the same thing before in front of me. I apologize. That's very, very, very noisy. I apologize. So, if we can see 47 mods loaded, copyright Mojang AB do not distribute, and you can also test it on single player. And the last thing I'm going to show you are optimizations. If you simply just join a world, let's say test, okay. I'm gonna have cheats on just so I can go in game mode creative or switch from game mode creative to survival. You'll have extremely, extremely bad FPS with this mod. So there's certain optimizations you have to do while you're running this mod. One of them takes a very long time to load, but I'll show you them in a moment. Now, as you can see, it will be extremely laggy at the beginning when you join a world. That's pretty normal because it's loading a large amount of chunks. Okay, so as you can see, I'm lagging. And if you could see right here where my mouse cursor is, this number at the top left where it says 16, 11, 19, 12 now, 5. Okay, on the right side of that, I'm going to exit out now. If you see the number, it says 17, 12, or I mean 15, 7 now. The right side of that number is your refresh rate. The left side is your FPS. And as you can see, it's absolutely horrendous. You can tell the lag when I look around. Yet, the issue is not my hardware. My hardware is very beefy. The issue is optimizations from the mod pack. There are certain settings that are needed in place that you have to have, otherwise you're going to have extreme lag and issues. The first one you're going to do, and this usually affects AMD-based graphics cards. So if you have a 1050 Ti or anything that says NVIDIA, you should be set. If you're still lagging, do the same thing. We're going to hit Options, Video Settings, and then we're going to go to, I believe it was Other. No, my apologies. It was Okay, hello there. I figured it out. The issue is that to improve your FPS, because it's always crappy with this mod pack, you have to go to your options, video settings, and set your frame rate to unlimited. For some reason, it does half of what it's set to with this mod pack. So set your frame rate to unlimited and go to quality, set your map levels to off, and you'll experience a much smoother uh, gameplay. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.